All right, folks. It's Philip here from Toon Tactics TV. We're going to do our pre-match preview for the Newcastle United versus Nottingham Forest game at Nottingham Forest, which is happening tomorrow. And let's get right into it. A lot of things going into this game, obviously, for Eddie Howe. He's having to prove himself in press conferences and explain why he's picking down Burn, why isn't Tino Livramento playing. And so he's answering it in his usual calm, cool, and collected way. And so he's just telling you guys he rates Burn. But let's go into the game itself. Before we go into the game, I'm going to look at going to do a quick review of the Luton game. And some of you might not want to do this because it was a bit painful, but it was a good game. It was a great, entertaining game. And I'm going to point to a few things that's going to go into this game. Now, Newcastle, you might not be able to see on the screen, but Newcastle on the left, in the orange, and Luton on the blue. Obviously, we had the more shots, we had the more open play, we had the more possession. Our conversion rate was less than Luton's. They were a lot higher in their conversion rate, which is interesting, even though we created the most chances. Now, but that wasn't the thing that I wanted to show about that Luton game. And kind of explain why we had the defensive frailties that we did have. Now, this is what I wanted to show. First of all, before going to the player positions, let's go into the attack sides. Now, obviously, if you can see Luton on the right side, they are attacking heavily on that right side, on that damn Burn side. And if you can see where the action zones are, the shooting chances as well, again, on the 18% side, or 73% from the middle, but 18% in the 6-yard box was where Dan Burn was, and that's why their conversion rate was so high, because they were literally shooting that goal inside our very own 6-yard box, which was annoying. Look at the positions now. Newcastle on the left of the orange, Luton on the blue, in the blue on the right. You can see Dan Burn is number 33. He's literally by himself, while you've got the average position of the Luton players, absolutely, for at least 3 of them, and obviously the number 11, lining up against him as well. Now, he's not totally by himself, but he's isolated for a period of time, which shows you the problem. Now, why I say that's the problem? Because if you go into the Aston Villa game, this is the Aston Villa game. This one, Villa on the orange and Newcastle in the blue. If you see in the bottom left corner, you see number 33, that's Dan Burn. Number 4, that is Sven Botman, a lot more closer to him. And also Bruno's a lot more closer to him. The 6 and 39s are a lot more closer to him as in the way before, which is where we produced a masterful performance. So what's my take? My take is that Newcastle needs to be a lot more disciplined on that left side. It is not just Dan Burn, it's the whole of the Newcastle team. Now, going into the Nottingham Forest game in itself, let's start sharing the screen and moving forward. Now, these are the predicted lineups on SofaScore, which are the same as mine. We know from the press conference that Gordon isn't fit, Isak isn't fit, and we've still got Willett to come back, and as well as others. And Barnes, although he's fit, is going to probably likely start on the bench with Callum Wilson starting. I think on the bench we'll see Tino, Harvey Barnes, so a whole. So, we've got a little bit of more selection as we did before, with Miguel Almiron and Jacob Murphy on our wings, supporting Callum Wilson. I think our right side, and you'll see our frailties against ball carrying forwards, essentially Willock types. And Nottingham Forest do have plenty of them. The one thing about Nottingham Forest, though, they are suffering, they are conceding goals, and they are not scoring goals. Oh, that's come off the screen. But they know our frailties. We're not going to underestimate them. We lost 3-0 to them. They've got Tayo Awoni, Morgan Gibbs-White, Anthony Langa, Callum Hudson-Odoi, all ripped us to shreds at St. James's Park. So I don't think they're going to be able to do what they did to us on the this time round, and they're not going to do it on the right side. Cleverly, though, what Luton did was pile it on the left side where Trippier was, but they switched the play onto the right side where Dan Burn was, and that's what caused the ill discipline. If Newcastle against Nottingham Forest can control, and this is a big one, can control and stop Morgan Gibbs-White, who's the main initiator for Nottingham Forest, and put them and keep discipline on the left side, support Dan Burn, and obviously convert the chances on the other end, I back us to have an away win. But I do also think that we are going to concede goals. I predict that Newcastle win this game 3-2. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think it's going to be a draw? Do you think Newcastle are going to lose? Do you think Eddie Howe hasn't learned his lessons? Share your comments, guys. Like and subscribe. Click that notification bell, and I'll see you next time, folks. Take care.